Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 15 of Expert Skyblock with Soren. Soren, after you killed me last episode, I hesitate to go up to your mob farm. Is it safe?
Stay here.
Is it secret? Is it safe?
Is it secret? Is it safe? It should be safe. I'm gonna go up first to make sure.
I don't think it's secret.
There is a chance that maybe zombie could get out. I think that's just because it went fast enough, but it should be fine.
No, they just keep glitching out. Like, it's not really out. They're just rendering.
No, the one actually was hitting me. It went all the way back here. It's like, yeah, but I fixed it now, I think. I think they went through the block too fast.
Dude. Oh, okay, you're hitting him with that thing. Okay, nice. That's a lot
this
of
thing's getting leveled up
once.
really fast.
That's awesome.
There's 2 modifiers added.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I'm also level 48.
Sweet. We should start, like, putting experience in the thing.
Yeah, we should probably make that.
Yeah, we should.
How much is that experience?
I don't even know. There's different ways to do it. I don't know which ones are in the pack.
We want probably Solarium.
There's an Ender IO option. Is that?
Yeah, that's the one. Do we have Solarium somewhere?
Yeah. We've got some Solarium laying around. We've got, I mean, more than 10. I know that much. We've got 18 Solarium, and we can easily make more.
Nice. Okay, we just need 2.
Sweet. Okay.
I'll probably do that now.
It is now in the logistics pipe system again. I haven't entirely decided what I want to do today. I know there's one thing I want to do today. I want to automate.
Try to take it for the world.
That. But I'd also like to automate turning on and off this transfer node as needed for culinary generators.
Okay.
Like right now, it's the redstone signal is off, which means the transfer node is on. And by the way, the one thing I told you to do last episode, you didn't do. Just in case you were wondering.
Was it enderize the...
Yes, you did not enderize the barrel. You put the barrel down here, I saw that, and you put up a sign saying this is going to be empty.
I didn't have any ender pearls because I used them to start the QED.
That's fine.
Or the resident thingy. That's
cool. Well, I enderized the barrels, so now we have the input and output barrel are enderized with Beef Wellington. So yay! But you made a resonant frame, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So resonant frame requires like 50 million RF.
So I started that and just left. It was like, nope, not staying here.
Well, yeah, no. Like I logged in this morning and I saw it there, and I was like, oh heavens. But we need a better source of ender pearls, pretty much a lot faster. Like that is a source of ender pearls, but it's not a good source of ender pearls.
Right.
And I don't know what the solution is.
Well, it will be a better source.
Are you gonna have Enderman in there?
Well, it won't be as optimal until we go to the end, but it will make us treasure bags with the QED recipes. There's one recipe I'm going to use. It's going to get us into pearls. It's so a player kills one of the mobs, a specific mod, it gives you a treasure bag, right?
Right.
Diamond spikes will give us those.
Okay.
And you can make diamond spike through a QED.
Correct. That's cool. But we're going to have to do better. I'd really like to get ender lilies, but I don't think they're available. Ender lily seeds. They're only available in dungeon loot, and that seems to be about it.
And I could not figure out how to get dungeon loot if we don't have lumium.
I agree. So, but I've been told ender pearls are usually easy enough to get on Skyblock, so I think they purposely don't have them on. So fair. Anyway, so this thing is now redstone stayed on. So I wouldn't mind automating this. So there's a couple approaches I can take. Option 1, use the Ender IO power monitor. Then I don't have to mess with comparators, and I don't have to worry about like walls and siding and stuff. It will require that I use, let's see, these guys generate how much RF a tick? 60? Is that what it is? Is it? Well, it's probably reduced now because, well, no. Let's see, Beef Wellington. Yeah, it's one. Yeah, it is 60 RF a tick. But So I'm probably going to want the Tech 2 version of Ender Pipes. So that is enhanced, requires hardened servo, which is easy enough to make. It's just Invar, redstone, and glass of any kind, I believe. And then the other thing we're going to need is redstone flux ducts. So do you want to start getting into redstone flux ducts, Soren?
Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out if, like...
You have mail.
I know. I'm trying to figure out if this requires hardened aluminum glass. It looks like it does. You see what the flux duct recipe is?
Flux duct. It does, yeah. I remember making those before.
Oh, nice. Dude, we can make signalum directly in the alloy smelter.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we don't have to do it in the... That's cool.
One moment.
Like, copper plus silver plus redstone equals signalum. That's really cool. Wonder if that's true for lumium as well. Yes, it is, dude. Lumium, we can make glowstone dust, silver, and tin makes lumium in the alloy smelter. So no longer messing with the magma crucible and all that. Okay. So I wouldn't... Do you want to keep using what we're using? By like MV wire connectors and all that stuff? Or do you want to start switching this over to, like, piping?
Well, we can't use piping.
Why not?
ICT machines.
Oh. Well, I mean, we can still use some MV connectors for all the IC2 machine stuff and use piping for other stuff. Well, let's do this. At the very least, let's... Because I want to use the Ender IO piping, and I'm pretty sure the Ender IO piping will allow us to use the power monitor properly. And it should interact with our energy cell, but I'm going to go test that in single player right now just to make sure that it properly reads the energy cell. Because the Ender IO power monitor is, like, awesome for, like, turn on reactor when it's, like, below percentage and turn off when it's above a different percentage.
Okay.
Cool. So let me go test this in single player and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back. And I want to do a couple things. So I tested in single player and the power monitor from Ender IO cannot, unless I'm doing it wrong, detect the power stored in the energy cell. However, and how much does this store? Is it 2 million total? Yes. So it can detect the power stored in Ender IO storage cell, and we can easily make the one that stores 5 million, if you'd like.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And you said I can store in the experience obelisk, right?
Yeah.
Stored, check.
Nice.
Cool. So a couple things I wouldn't mind doing. I would like to automate the creation of some of the things that we need to create. Does that sound like a cool plan to you?
Maybe.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to definitely make more machine frames. So that's going to be definitely helpful. Like, this is why I kind of like Skyblock maps. Like, early on, you have all the resources in the world, and then it's just a matter of automating all the things, right? And that's why I'm really enjoying expert mode Skyblock, because all the resources in the world don't mean anything, because it's so much stuff you need to progress that, like, yeah, we've got, like, unlimited iron at this point, but that doesn't do anything for us. Like, who cares about the iron? Like, that's not helping us at all. Like, if I want to make anything reasonable, it's going to take a long time. So automating is the way to go. Yep. And I love automating. So this is really like the perfect map for me. It really is. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Let's do this. I'm going to put these guys in here. I'm going to get another stack of steel to start making the compressed things that we need. I better do another thing over here. So this is what I've been doing, guys.
Need to restart my router.
What's that? Oh, okay. So this and this work perfectly together. So this guy's actually still cooking. Nice. Okay. And this guy's still cooking. I guess it hasn't been that long since I put this in here. So that's cool. And they should know where to go. They'll find their way home. Yay. So let's get started with some auto crafting of stuff. So let's think about what exactly we need to auto craft for this whole process, because at the end of the day, we're going to want to be able to auto craft a bunch of things, right? So let's take a look. So first things first. Let's do the power monitor. So I know we're going to need the power monitor. This stuff is not a big problem. Lumium's easy now. Basic capacitors are pretty easy. I wouldn't mind. So can I have crafting? Can I have multiple crafting modules? Crafting module Mark II, huh? I don't know how crafting modules work, and I'd like to know, because I don't want multiple machines if I don't need them, right? So the induction smelter, for example, or the alloy smeltery, right? I'd like to have multiple crafting modules in there. So let's check one out. I'm going to make a basic crafting module, which is blue and red dye and iron chipset. Okay, that should be fine. So red dye, lapis, and let's get our modules and chipsets and all the logistics-y type things. So unrouted transport pipes, not providers. I don't need logistics 2 we'll go with for now, and basic. And then we're going to want you guys, and oh, more logistics crafting tables. Okay, cool. Might as well get started over here with more. Sweet. Okay. So now that that's ready, and I'm going to want my chipsets. Just a few of each. Cool. So crafting module, I'm assuming that this is going to basically be a crafting pipe for this dude. So if we put a Mark II on here, what does this do? Okay, so that's inputs, outputs. So that looks just like a crafting module pipe, right? So now if we upgrade this, crafting module Mark II, that doesn't look any better. So let's come back in a second. I want to see what the difference is between the crafting module Mark I and II. Okay, so the upgraded modules just craft faster. They can do 16 at a time instead of 1, which is cool. But I think I'm going to hold off on that. Oh, good. Here comes all the wood I requested. So I'm probably just going to want, let's for now get a handful of, let's do like 5 of you and 5 lapis. And you know what? I wouldn't mind teaching this thing how to make blank modules. That is just paper, redstone, and gold. Okay. So that should be fully automatable. Where's my crafting logistics pipes? I know I've probably got more of those. Nice. So here, will be a module. And here will be paper. And now you guys know how to make modules for me. Sweet. That is awesome. As we expand our auto crafting, things will be very much helpful. So let's ask for 10 of those, and we should see stuff zipping over there. Oh yeah, look at them come. Nice, that is so cool. All right, so there's the 2 that were already in the system. You all right, Soren?
Maybe.
What's up?
Network's always something you can't debug.
Yes, I know, unfortunately.
I hate it so much. I like problems you can solve, not ones like, what happened?
Right? So I'm going to make just a handful of Mark Vs for now. So in theory, that should work. Now this is the sag mill, that's the alloy smeltery. I'm probably going to wind up moving this in a bit anyway, but you know, we'll get there when we get there. Just how do I want this thing to be? So I want it really connected to the main network anyway. So let's replace this unrouted with a basic. And then we can have unrouteds running this way. And let me get my pipe plugs. I thought I had some of. They must be in this wood chest over here that I've been using as temporary. Okay, they're not. Okay. Okay, let's do this then. I'll just craft them. Nice. So unrouted will go here, which I'll probably complain about, but we will cover this dude up so that he doesn't actually... Yeah, that's cool. All right, nice. So now I should be able to configure all kinds of recipes here, right? And we'll probably have another alloy smeltery designed for this. Like, we'll have a manual... Soren, do you want a manual alloy smeltery separate from the automated one?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Power's choking, by the way. I should probably turn this on. This is why I want to automate this, because, like, I don't like wasting beef Wellington, but at the same time, like, then our power dies, and I have to turn it on. So this is all in the name of automating beef Wellington. All right, so we want signalum and... so that is 3 copper, 1 silver, 10 redstone, right? So let's get a stack of copper, silver, and I know I'm going to want tin. So I'm just getting a stack of each. Nice. So 3 copper, 1 silver, 10 redstone. Cool. Nice. And then the other thing we want to get is aluminum, right? And that is 3 tin, 1 silver, 4 glowstone. Nice. Okay, so that is 4 on the output, right? So now, if I go in here and we put our crafting module, okay, I should be able to request 12 signalum, and stuff should come this way. Awesome. Now the only other thing is I want to make the I/O output on the back to be a push, and it should push it into the network, but we'll see if that's the case. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Let's leave it as not push. And see what happens. Worst case, there's like multiple different ways I can handle this, right? Oh, cool, it automatically pulled out. Well, that's awesome. That's very cool. All right, it was smart enough to pull out of there. Nice. All right.
But here's a question.
What's that?
Auto smelt to block its mind, right?
Maybe.
And the enchantment. So what happens if you put it on a bow?
I don't know. Nothing. I'm gonna say nothing.
I'm probably gonna agree with you, but it's a little interesting that it's on the bow here. Twice even. Okay.
Yeah. So do we want a compacting drawer for signalum and lumium, do you think?
Probably, yeah.
Because what we can do then is put a active requester on there that will basically keep, like, let's say just a stack or 2 stacks in those compacting drawers at all time, so that they're available for us to use and we don't have to wait for them to craft, but then it'll auto-craft a new set every time we use them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Smart, right? Smarter than the average bear.
Okay.
Okay, so that should be 4 lumium, right?
Give or take.
There we go. Cool. And that should be in there now. Cool. So I just taught the alloy smeltery how to make lumium and signalum through logistics pipes. Awesome.
I like it.
I thought you might. So now it knows how to craft that. It's going to spit a bunch out at me. That is cool. Let's make... I should have some... 2 compacting drawers. Ah, what just hit me? Was that an invisible Soren?
Maybe.
I saw the invisible particle effects.
Yeah, I tried to get out of there before I moved, or made one, so.
Nope.
So close. Wait, why is there wood on the ground?
Probably because it's cutting down the tree farm and the tree farm's full.
Over here?
Where?
Like, right, you just picked up some.
Oh, because while you were hitting me...
Oh! Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, the tree farm was full and it had nowhere to send the wood, and then I placed down compacting drawers, and then Soren hit me. I haven't decided yet. Like, I kind of like that it's not wasting power, but I don't like that it's being derpy, so I haven't decided. Like, I can totally see you with your armor on. You know that, right?
Yeah, I put it back on.
Okay. Nice. All right, so then what I should be able to do then is add to... Which one's that? That's a Mark II, that's a Mark I. I could probably bump one of these up. Yeah, so let's do this. We're going to make this a Mark V. Because I don't think I have any Mark IIIs. So... I mean, I'll check just to be sure. Nope. All right, I'm just going to put a Mark V there. It's no biggie. All right, so Mark V goes there with a pipe plug here, and unrouted goes back there. I just didn't want it connecting before I got the pipe plug going. Cool. And you can have provider module and polymorphic item sync back in there. And then we'll probably want, that's a passive quicksort provider. All right, we're gonna want an active supplier module. And I'm going to request 128 signalum and lumium at all times. Does that sound cool? All right, so all I got to do is configure this, put this in here, and cool. Dun, 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 dun. There's probably a faster way to do this. Let's do 64 for now. And I'm going to say partial. Pretty sure that's the one I want. Active supplier module. Partial means we'll always try to keep the inventory with a supplied amount. So that's cool. So now our alloy smeltery should be running. Alright, I don't know why that happened, but let's come back in a sec. Okay, that's why, because I didn't have 4 in that. Okay, my bad. So let's do crafting module again. Nice. Alright, so that's doing its thing. So how much silver is in there? Probably... I think we're cool. I wouldn't mind a... Let's see, logistics. I know there's a way to monitor. Logistics security, crafting table, statistics table. Pretty sure there's a way to monitor what your crafting system's currently working on to reset stuff when you derp it up like I just did. But it should be happy now. Let's keep an eye on it and we'll come back. Alright guys, I think I have a solution.
You're not sure?
I'm not, because this is a feature that I don't think existed at the time that I last played with logistics pipes. I need that logistics upgrade module thingy. I think it might be in this chest. So if this guy gets this upgrade... Okay. Can be applied to request block pipes. That's this one. How about this one? I don't know. Looks like it's at least working though. I just want to see if I can monitor like what's currently being crafted, and it doesn't look like that's letting me. Alright, I might be wrong. Alright guys, we're back. So I haven't figured out entirely how to monitor what's currently being crafted in the system, but like apparently putting it in here worked, but I still don't know how to monitor. This is the table that you can use to craft stuff. I don't know if you want to see this, Soren, by the way. It might be useful for things that you do in the future.
Which one?
The table that's under my feet. Where are you at?
I'm up with the mouse runner.
Oh, okay. Right next to where we request items, there's a table at the bottom. It's basically a request pipe plus a crafting table.
Okay.
So you can like request things and they'll land in the bottom left.
Yeah.
You can auto craft and things like that. So that's cool. So anyway, I've got Lumium and that stuff going. And by the way, this should be crafting now. Nice, it is. Cool. So let's come back in a minute and I will be ready for the next stage of this build. Alright guys, we're back. I would also like to have a Mark V under here. And probably just get away with an export or an extractor, or well, maybe even a quick sort module in here wouldn't be terrible. But we'll put a Mark II pipe under here. Quick sort would probably be wise. That's what I'm thinking at least. Do I have a quick sort? I do. Nice. So let's put this connected up. Boom. What you should do, you should know what to do with all these things. Oh, right. This is the line that doesn't connect to the chests. Let me fix that. Alright, so this should work then. If I make this a basic logistics pipe, because that's an intersection now, go. Hooray! Items coming this way. That's all kinds of good stuff. And they should all route to the Buildcraft chest, which I believe is over here. Nice. Cool. So we've got diamond, gold, iron, emerald. Awesome. So now, and I'm going to put these guys away, but I want to teach this thing how to make basic redstone chipsets. So it should be as easy as doing the following. Let's see. Oh, hello. Cool. We'll let that do its thing and just hopefully it'll all sort itself out in the end. So, do we have any redstone chipsets? Probably not. Let's take you out temporarily. Throw just one of these dudes in here. It would probably be smart to, like, maybe have a separate assembly crafting table for, like, manual purposes versus not manual. That might be a smart approach, right? But for now, I can turn you off. Basically say 1 redstone equals 1 redstone chipset. Easy. So now, let's come over here and request capacitors. You ready? Redstone should flow off in this direction because capacitors require redstone chipsets. Nice. In theory. Assuming there weren't any redstone chipsets already in the network somewhere. Alright, cool. Alright, so it did work, by the way. I just didn't notice it. And, but if you go back a minute in my video, you'll see that there was 20 less redstone in the assembly table before and after. Nice. So this will probably want to have like a not so on-demand thing as well. So maybe I'll set my build crap, or maybe we'll have like a chest designed to keep components in it at all times. Like these things that take a while to craft. That might be a smart approach. Like a whole chest dedicated to just miscellaneous things we want to keep a hold of. So for now, let's clean up our inventory. Gotta love that. And yeah, that's cool. Let's do, by the way, this thing should be cooking. Did you see anything come this way, Soren, by way of capacitors?
Nope. Just walked over here.
Oh, right, because redstone chipsets, they should... Oh, right, they have to quick sort out of there. Nice. Okay. So what they should do is sort, but then be requested over here. In theory. Give it a minute. You're waiting over here for things, I presume, like redstone chipsets, but maybe it's waiting for all of them, so let's check in a sec. So I don't want to use a quicksort module there, I don't think, guys. So I'm going to change this to an extract module and see how it behaves. So this might be a better approach. And then we're probably going to have to wrap up, but this should go a long way. So extractor module, default orientation, cool. So that's good. So those guys will both kind of kick off, and that's cool. So let's request another capacitor. You can see they did finish crafting, but they wound up just sitting in the chest, the redstone chipset. So let's request one more capacitor. Go. That should send everything it needs to over there. Kind of saw stuff flipping around. Good. Lasers are active. You can see I added a couple more lasers. I have one more to do. But we're now at, nice, 600 RF a tick. And climbing? Nope, that's it. Okay, cool. So you should extractor that. Nice. And the second one. There it goes. Kind of want to watch to see what path it takes. Did I miss that or what? That's so weird. Why is it not winding up down here the way it should? It just goes into the chest.
Alright, I have good news and bad news.
Okay.
Which one want first?
Oh.
The good news is, we have a QED!
Yay!
Bad news is, it's useless!
Right, because we need the other things, right?
Yep.
Okay. Explain. What are they again?
Ender pearls, this entry. Ender flux crystals. I'm gonna keep going and get more ender pearls.
That's not terrible though. We just need more ender pearls and then we're good. I mean, that's the regular recipe. It's not like crazy worse, right? So.
It has buildcraft gates in it.
Right, but that's not a big deal. I'm right now teaching the logistics system how to craft with the lasers.
Okay.
So, I think I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to troubleshoot this and come up with a reason why it's not working. And then hopefully next episode, I will be able to explain what I did to fix it. For now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We are going to come back next time and figure out why this isn't working. So the bottom provider module, yes. Normal provider module, that's cool. Ooh, that was close. So on your mob farm either leaked or somewhere there's not lit.
It spawned somewhere.
Okay, zombie showed up. Yes, so Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time once I figure out why you're misbehaving. Alright guys, take it easy.